Hey everyone, here is a recap of the IO Ambassador meeting held on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. We made sure that all of the ambassadors filled out their paperwork to receive their stipend for the year. We are using Google Classroom this year to communicate with the ambassadors. This is separate from the trainer Google Classroom, so we'll make sure that you get on this one. Here's where we're going to keep all of our resources for each of our monthly meetings and use that as a form of communication between us and the ambassadors. So this is what we focused on. Last night, we wanted to touch on their roles, reinforce the vision of IO and how it's all about getting to tailored learning experiences for kids based on their passions and aptitudes. We're doing something called influencer groups. So it's a time for them to group and meet up with other people who are passionate about certain areas of the IO framework. We gave them a sneak peek of our mobile app that's launching next month. And then we also shared some stats so that they have an idea of where their campus is at regarding the web platform. So a question we get a lot is, what does an ambassador do? Is that different from the trainer? What does the IO admin do? And so this is a summary of the roles when it comes to IO. That trainer is responsible for delivering that teach joy professional learning. But the ambassador, and sometimes those people are the same depending on the campus, but the ambassador is really to be that champion for IO, to be able to communicate about what it is, to engage all of the stakeholders from teachers and students and parents. They also help us in testing new things, and they're some of the first people to see those newer features. And so they have a really important role to kind of be that go-between between us and the campus. They are that liaison. The IO admin is there to support these people. So they're there to remove those barriers, to make sure that that professional learning is happening on campus, prioritizing time for that, connecting IO to the vision of the campus. And we talked about how these roles are supposed to work in harmony. And next month at the ambassador meeting, we'll have the IO admin join us for that. Because IO is one of the strategic initiatives of Mesquite ISD, it has a roadmap. It has a resource that lives on the district website for all the initiatives, but whenever you scroll down to IO, it has the main outcome and then it has strategies that go with it. So just like ILT, we focused on that first strategy of the roadmap, where we're all about building stakeholder capacity and to encourage ownership of a tailored learning experience. So this is how we kind of reset the vision and the purpose for IO. Just like with principals, we had them look at this definition and just pick out things that they like. Many of them recognize the fact that students learn in different ways and the need to meet students where they are based on their interest and strengths as well. So Kara shared how the released features that we've had over the past year contribute to tailored learning for the student. So SEL, blended, leadership capacity, they all have a role when it comes to tailored learning. So we asked them, if we provide a tailored learning experience, what happens? And if we don't, what happens? And it was really exciting to hear what they had to say. There was quite a bit of passionate discussion on blended learning and how valuable that's been for teachers, because they recognize that students learning in a whole group where they're learning the same content at the same time isn't meeting the needs of those kids. They understand that tailored learning is valuable. So for the influencer groups, we had them think about their knowledge, their skills, their strengths as a leader on their campuses, and we had them choose a group to join where they could work with other influencers or leaders to make a larger impact in Mesquite ISD. So these are the 6 groups that we created for them. They had time to introduce themselves, and then in Google Classroom, they went to this assignment where they had a doc where we captured some of their learning. So for every group, we asked, why did they choose this group? What success can they celebrate? What additional questions do they have? So we'll make sure and follow up on those questions. And then how do you hope to see this area grow in Mesquite ISD? And we're going to use this information that they gave us yesterday to inform future work and meetings with those ambassadors. One thing that we learned is 15 minutes was not enough. So we'll have to make sure and prioritize that time because they all had great conversations. I would say that blended learning and student choice were the largest groups, followed by leadership attributes, and then SEL. And then parents were about the same size as SEL, and then we had 2 people in passions and aptitudes. Kara shared with us the IO app that is releasing next month, so that will be available soon. One thing that I think you can help communicate is that the app and the web platform are not the same. And the app is a minimum viable product. So that means that it's not finished, right? This is just its first version. So whenever you start getting questions about the mobile app, you can help by explaining that it's a companion piece to the web platform, that there are certain features and functions that the app has that the web doesn't have, and vice versa. I think we piqued some interest with the roadmap. So talking about the importance of tailored learning and how much they believe in that, we really wanted them to understand that we are trying to build IO so that it helps with that. Because I think everybody recognizes that it's hard to tailor learning for every single individual student by themselves without any help. So they were excited about features like an intelligent lesson planner, student choice boards, and even the portfolio. These are the historical stats of IO over time for the past 2 years. And then I also ran a report for stats by campus that you can see. Some of the ambassadors have really spent time trying to get their stats up. And so whenever they saw these new numbers, I think they were kind of freaked out a little bit, but they're okay. Our message to ambassadors was just get the kids in IO, have them spend a little time here and there training IO. And so I'm actually going to follow up in Google Classroom a little bit more on what that means and what kids can actually be doing and how it helps. Ambassadors do get a $750 stipend if they meet these requirements throughout the year and come to these meeting dates. And then the final thing that we shared with them are their next steps. They completed their attendance form to give us a little bit of information so we know who is participating in each influencer group. We had them touch base with their campus trainer to make sure that that professional learning is still moving forward. Of course, they turned in their paperwork, and then just a gentle reminder to get kids in the platform. We said that our instructional technology coaches are there to help. If you have any questions yourself or questions that they have that you're not sure how to answer, definitely come and talk to us and we would be glad to help you.